How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and we are back with another Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation episode review. Today's episode is episode 13 of season 2, entitled My Dream Home. Kind of reminds you of like one of those the Barbie Dream Home ads from the 90s. I don't know how many of you are too young to remember that, but what I do need you to remember is to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this. So Mushoku Tensei is back. And I know I'm a bit late with the review. I did watch it. Did I watch it on the Sunday? I did watch it on the Sunday, but yeah, life calls, and boy, this just literally picks right back up where we left off. It's after Rudy had his ED cured by Sylphie. His emotionally how do you put this? I want to call it emotionally charged ED, but emotionally induced ED is the words I'm looking for. Just not even the fact that she used aphrodisiac and he was able to do all that. It's the fact that when he woke up, she was gone, and she came back. She came back to him. That's what made him just break down, and everything was better. As a matter of fact, he is just exuding so much confidence. His classmates recognize it. He's going around telling everybody hi. The Beast Girls can tell he's in heat too. We get a couple of funny jokes, especially when the cat one is talking to the dog one, because like she feels him staring at her chest and her legs, and they're like, wow, he could get you pregnant just by looking at you. Hey, if you got with him, you wouldn't have to want for meat ever again. Remember, they're Beast Girls. But what's another one? Cliff recognizes it. Everyone in his class recognizes it. Julie is still adorable. This little dwarf girl is still adorable. But you know, her and Zenova clap for him. And for most of this episode, it's just Rudy trying to figure out how to be a good, I hate to say boyfriend, but be a good husband, fiance. With his newfound confidence, he wants to do right by Sylphie. He remembers promising to marry her, I guess when they were younger. I don't know. This is a different world that is based on a lot of medieval-y stuff. So even Rudy doesn't understand how certain things work in this world. Now, he is trying to contact his dad, right? He's going to send him more letters now that, his little problem has been cured. But he doesn't know what to do, right? Cliff, he's telling Cliff and Zenova, I'm going to get married. And he's dead serious about it. And Cliff is like, well, I will put a blessing over your wedding because I'm not at the rank yet of being able to officiate it, but something with Millis, their type of religion, right? But he's wondering, okay, what do you do? And Cliff is from nobility, right? So he's like, well, if she has, more money, you go with whatever home that her family decides. But if you don't, as a man, you got to go out and show that you could do this X, Y, and Z. So he's going house hunting, which I'm going to advise to every guy out there, if you hadn't caught on, I wouldn't house hunt without my significant other / your partner / the person you with. I just don't advise that. And Rudy has the better idea later on in the episode, with couples talking to each other, working things out, especially with being free to achieve your goals. But I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, even he's wondering, should I bring her in? I'm like, you probably should, but no. He's thinking of things like the princess, because remember, Sylphie's guarding princess. Maybe she's her friend too. She's gonna come over, so he picks this giant house that is cheap because of its reputation. People scream in the middle of the night and they wake up and they're dead. Nobody from the Adventures Guild or the Mages Guild go there because of the amount of victims that has occurred in this place. So he gets Zenova and Cliff so they can do a bit of exercising, right? And we have to remember that Rudy is an A-ranked adventurer, so he can technically go and take this job on if he wants to, which of course he's going to because it's a house for his lady. And that's just like the biggest show of like Rudy being all in. One of the things to show he's always on his mind is he even asked Nanahoshi if she had somebody that she liked, or what do you do? What do you do when you with somebody? And of course she wants to get to work, but he says, "Oh, you've never been in love with somebody." Okay, I get it. She's annoyed because there's somebody that she likes, but she hasn't seen him ever again since. And Rudy remembers he's telling us in his mind by thinking about it that she was in the middle with an argument with somebody before she got sent here. So possibly it's the person that she liked that she got an argument with. Who knows? I had to instantly assume it was Orsted that she had feelings for, since he's off doing dragon god stuff. But they get to this place. They search it top to bottom. We do get, I don't know if this is the home that they'll still have in the future with the parts that I do know. But if it is, that basement is so important. That basement level is so important. It's kind of sad. Won't even get to that for seasons to come, or even years to come. But they're gonna go ahead and nap because bad things that probably don't happen until nighttime, and they find the victims in the morning. So they're gonna go to sleep and whatnot. And we get a cute moment where the guys are all thinking about their girls. Well, obviously Zenoba doesn't have a romantic interest, so he thinks of his new adopted little sister. And Cliff thinks of Annalise, he calls her Lisa. And then of course Rudy's thinking of Sylphie here. And when they go to sleep, stuff happens. This weird mechanical doll, I thought it was like a demon or a alien, but Zenoba identifies it as like a doll. And Rudy's, we get new flashes of Rudy's future eye. I don't know if it's being advanced or they just changed how it looks. I think it's becoming more advanced because he gets an image of the thing tearing into him, but it doesn't happen. Then you get the normal after image of what could or is going to happen. It looks really cool. It's a bit confusing, and I think that's on purpose because it seems that it's confusing for Rudy as well. And they find this thing after hearing it because there's a shift in wall. So after it comes out, Cliff is technically on guard, hears the noise, wakes up Rudy. He wakes up Zenoba, and they can't find it. But when it does finally attack, when they go back, Zenoba's taking the hits. Remember, he is the cursed child. He has too much strength, too much durability. He's getting hit by this thing and just palms it until it calms down. And when they go and they finally find, because on the floor you can see where the wall has moved because it's dusty. And when they do finally get down there, they see this weird, it looks like a study room. Looks like a experimentation room. There's a mold there where somebody was kind of studying this thing. Cliff was talking about that recently he's been studying magical intent with sigils and stuff like that. He's like, this seems familiar because there's a whole manuscript too of whatever the person was doing when they were researching this thing. And obviously Zenoba, since he has an eye for dolls, he wants to research this thing himself on behalf of Rudy because he has clumsy fingers. He can't do much. And he's like, well, take the red dragon that we were going to model for Julie. You can just have it, but let me do this. And Rudy hears his passion and agrees to let him do it, right? But, now the house has been cleared. I feel like I'm doing the play-by-play here, but since the house has been cleared, we come back to it where Rudy is pulling Sylphie there. And it's funny because passage of time, another show where passage of time is kind of wonky, but he's taking enough time to paint the roof the same color that her hair used to be. And we get more cute moments too, where, she's acting very coy. He's like, "Oh, your response is wooden. Have you been spying on me? And you kind of know what's going on." She was shocked, but I'm pretty sure on her end, she heard that he's preparing this grand secret for her. And obviously, his friends, Zenoba, Cliff, they want to come to the wedding. So that's been discussed at least twice. And, pardon me. And I like how this is going, because they sit down and have a conversation after he gives her the tour. The only room on the second floor he's fixed up is the bedroom. And I just love the shyness that they have. Rudy starts off shy, but then he goes, "Oh wait, I'm the man. I gotta be the one to do a little bit more flirting, blah, blah, blah." But I love how matter of fact Sylphie is, because he's like, "What are some things we need to talk about?" She's like, "Well, in terms of children, I'll have as many as you want to put in me." It's like, wow. All right, Sylphie, I see you. Pardon me, I see you. But they have legitimate deep conversations, such as, "Well, I want to marry you. I don't really understand what that entails, but here's this house. And I'm trying to start something here. I'm very serious. I made you that promise, and I intend to keep it, right? You're very precious to me, and you've given me back something that's precious. Not just the horniness, but his peace of mind, because while Rudy has ED, it was mostly, the fear of rejection and him saying every woman is Eris, because, Eris left in the middle of the night and is not very good at communicating, which I'm happy that he's going, we need to communicate, without even realizing that issue, but probably thinking of the issue with Sarah, right? Where it couldn't do anything in a brothel, but, coming out of it, and he's just talking shit with the one leader of that group they became friends with. I wish I could remember his name. And he's just kind of he was being a douchebag about it, but because he's trying to put on airs. It's an embarrassing thing to go through, because a lot of people look down on it. A lot of people don't realize that it's a very common affliction to men. But even in this world or time period, whatever it is also kind of, men understand it. A lot of women, some of the women or young women kind of laugh at it, right? But it seems like he's learned from that situation as well, right? To be forthcoming with his emotions, and it just says, "All right, we need to talk. What's your plans?" Well, they're not going back to Ashura for another 2 years when they graduate. And she feels bad. She says, and before she can finish saying she's not fit to be his wife, because she said, "We can't even really settle down here because I'm going to have to leave." And Rudy's thinking, we get flashbacks. Now, this is one of the few things that annoyed me, was like, they didn't do too many flashbacks, because we're coming off of a part 1 finale. So I get it. But a lot of the scenes within this very good moment, that was the ending where you join the credits with the music. I love when they do that. But he's thinking in his mind, if not her, if she's not good enough, who would be? So he's like, "No, we're going to be together, period. I want to marry you." And "Please marry me." She flat out says yes. We had they're very cute, kiss each other, fall down on the bed in just a cute way. But I like when he says, I'm going to read this verbatim. It tells her, do what you should do, or do what you should do what you want. If we have problems with each other, we'll talk through them, which is literally the basis of actually any relationship, romantic, platonic, or familiar. Most relationships, you should just be able to talk to one another if you have problems, which she agrees. And he's asked her, "Is there anything you want cleared tonight, right now?" And when she takes his hand, she says, "Don't up and disappear on me." And he's like, "Okay, understood. I won't disappear on you." And we can see that that's her fear, not because of the great mana incident. It's because his dad set this thing up for him, and one day he swept away. Where everyone's upset, but his dad's like, he has to do it, gotta forge your own path, which it kind of feels like if he never went there and never got more of the combat training and anything else, he probably wouldn't have survived wherever in the world he got displaced to whenever the great massive magic mana incident happened. That probably would have sent him away as well. So it's a blessing in disguise, whether Sylphie realizes it or not. But he promises he's not going to up and leave her. Now, I basically have gone through this entire episode. It's a must watch, not a must watch, but watch it so you can understand the relationship undertones, a lot of the heart. This is one of those episodes where it's a lot of heart and subtle understanding of what goes on through these characters' minds and why they say or do the things that they say or do. Now, one thing I'm trying to understand is, why does he still pray to those pair of panties that are Sylphie's? I think those are Sylphie's panties, right? That he got when he was a kid. He's like he's praying to the goddess. You're technically getting married to the goddess. This is one of the few weird otaku shit things that go on here. And mind you, there are people that come after people that watch this show because, well, technically as a person was reborn, has the mind of whatever life he had from before, but take away all that and so all the adult themes. This is the one otaku part, right? Because he uses his magic to make clay things. He did a cool thing where he made earth drills trying to attack the weird automaton thing. But just the praying to the panty thing, and you technically it's her, isn't it? Right? I don't know. It feels more like a ritual habit at this point. But I think that's all I really needed to discuss. I almost did a play-by-play, even though there's certain parts where I talked about other things more than others. It's almost that, right? Simple episode, not bad by any means. Just kind of regular. I was thinking about this yesterday. Well, should I say I was thinking about it Sunday, and I think I can give this a 4. It's not 5. It's not super average, but it is rewarding to have characters to finally that go, we need to talk about things when things happen. Let's discuss things now. You have people being smart. We got more Cliff being afraid of adventuring because he runs out of that room. And Rudy's not going to make fun of him. He even says, Rudy goes, I was pretty startled too, which he was, but I'm not going to tease him because, you know, since I did with the house and everything, he's helping me so far. Sonoba almost crushed this guy's head when he's just like, there's more important things, because Rudy and Zenoba are looking at this automaton essentially going, if we could replace the wooden parts, because made out of wood, with, you know, have a moving doll that is silicone, that could be amazing. And of course Cliff's like, look, there's more important things, which Rudy agreed with him. There could be more of those things. Excuse me. We don't know where it came from and whatever made it came back. And I appreciate when our main character can take a smart stance. Maybe it's because now Rudy is more confident in himself and he has Sylvie to thank for that. Maybe that's why he's able to think even further, because he's always been a great thinker, but now he's not wallowing in wanting to die all the time. I don't think there's anything else I have skipped over. Don't know how Zenoba's going to study this thing. I mean, is he just going to look it over and then take notes? Because once he takes the notes, he got to send it to his master, Rudy. We got to send it to him. So who knows? It would be kind of cool if Zenoba had like puppet magic. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the puppets that we see in various animes, especially like Naruto, or the actual, is that movie called Puppet Master? There's an animated movie called something with puppet in it. You've probably seen the gifs of like the woman moving the strings and the samurai puppet thing moving around, but I digress. This was an okay episode. I'm willing to give this a 4 out of 5. Not horrible, but not super explosive. But at least they continued and they tied up. I don't want to say tied up loose ends, but they connected a lot more dots. But the next episode is definitely entitled. Make sure I got this right. Yeah, next episode is wedding reception. So that's fast. I still need to know how far we've come. He still has his original voice. I thought they were doing like a different voice actor sooner or later, but I guess it's gonna be later rather than sooner. I'm just gonna check my phone notes too. Yeah, no. There's nothing else here. It's just all romance, all cuting, all talking, which I've been recently rewatching Inuyasha, and I realized how much romance is actually in that show too. So this is a different kind of take on romance, but in action. But yeah, this is fun. They also have Rudy talking about moving dolls, robots, automata, mecha maids. Oh my, sheesh. Zenoba recognizing that as a doll has a good eye, so at least he knows. He knows automatons. That's what I'm gonna call it. He knows automatons. Don't even know the laws. People screaming. No. I think I have it all. Please let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section below. We are back. It's almost as if they never left because they just picked right on up there. Trying to think with the stuff that I do remember. Is Rudy's family gonna be? I think they're gonna be okay for a while, but don't know what this house is gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a focal point later on in the anime, in the series, but I don't know. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more reviews such as this one. I'm glad the show's back. I really, really enjoy it, especially the emotional parts. The emotional parts don't need to be all, I don't need fast action all the time, but I do like a lot of the subtlety here, which is why it gets a 4. It doesn't get a 5 because it's not whoa, but it gets a 4 because it's really good. Please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands, get you some water, be safe out there. Be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk, all right? We have way too many jerks in this world. Remember, there are people out there that care about you, that would rather talk to you today than to mourn you and miss you tomorrow. So make sure you reach out to somebody if you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, any anxiety. Just talk to someone, please. My social media is in the description below, along with my Patreon link. If you want to support me even further, just go ahead and click those links and follow me. And, I appreciate anything and everything you could do. Send me a message, and hey, as long as you're not a jerk about it, we'll get along great. Until next time, everybody, I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this wedding and wedding reception is going to go. I hope it doesn't speed by. Until next time.